Now let us identify the IT operations that need to adapt to thrive in the cloud. Let's discuss the introduction of the significance of IT operations need to adapt to thrive in the cloud. IT operations teams are dealing with the fact that more and more workloads are being distributed across numerous cloud providers. Even though multi-cloud setups are becoming more common, many IT operations teams are still relying on the same technologies they've been using for years. Many techniques developed to maximize on-premises data center resources simply aren't enough for applications and workloads that run in public clouds. Because of this, cloud service usage is becoming more common, which increases the risk of security breaches and cost overruns. To flourish in today's multi-cloud world, IT and cloud operators need new ways. The cloud is becoming more and more important to businesses of all sizes and types. While each company is at a different stage of the journey, the reality is that most firms are now in a multi-cloud future. This new multi-cloud reality is difficult for many IT firms. In many cases, business executives are migrating to the cloud due to internal IT teams' perceived lack of speed and agility. Furthermore, these teams are using traditional tools to support the business's need to manage cost and security in this new paradigm, leaving them ill-equipped to respond. Traditional solutions were created to maximize on-premises data center resources, and those solutions simply do not function well for workloads that are hosted in the public cloud. Traditional solutions are ill-suited to the dynamic shift of resources and loads that are ubiquitous in today's cloud-native systems, since these solutions often require manual, prolonged installation, setup, and configuration, as well as continuing upgrades and maintenance. Let's learn about service availability on cloud and on-premises. Choosing a cloud infrastructure for an enterprise is not an easy process. There are a lot of factors to consider before making a decision. Meanwhile, many businesses are unable to make the transition to the cloud instead of relying on legacy and on-premises applications and systems. It's no wonder that cloud computing has exploded in popularity. On the other hand, for a long time, on-premises software installed on a company's own servers and behind its firewall was the sole option for businesses, and it may continue to meet your needs. In addition, on-premises apps are reliable, secure, and allow businesses to maintain a level of control, unlike cloud-based apps. However, IT decision makers believe that in addition to on-premises and legacy systems, it is required to use new cloud and SaaS apps to meet their business objectives. On-premises. Whether a firm chooses to host its apps in the cloud or on-premises, data security will always be a top priority. However, for organizations in highly regulated industries, the decision to host their applications on-premises may already be made for them. Knowing that your data is to be used on-premises software, an organization must obtain a license or a copy of the software. There is often more protection than with a cloud computing architecture because the program is licensed and the full instance of the software resides within an organization's premises. So, why would a corporation put its figurative toes into the cloud if it needs all of this extra security? Stored on your own servers and IT infrastructure may provide additional peace of mind. On-premises setups have the disadvantage that the expenses of administering and maintaining the entire solution might be enormously higher than in a cloud computing environment. Server equipment, software licensing, integration capabilities, and IT employees on hand to assist with potential issues are all required for on-premises deployments. This does not include the level of maintenance that a business is accountable for when anything breaks or stops working. Cloud. Cloud computing differs from on-premises computing in one important way. In an on-premises environment, a corporation hosts everything in-house, but in a cloud environment, a third-party provider hosts everything for you. This enables businesses to pay-as-you-go options and effectively scale up or down based on overall consumption, user requirements, and the company's growth. Virtual technology is commonly used to host a company's applications remotely on a cloud-based server. There are no upfront costs. Data may be backed up on a regular basis, and businesses just pay for the resources they use. Companies planning aggressive worldwide expansion may find the cloud especially appealing since it allows seamless communication with customers, partners, and other companies. Let's discuss service availability on cloud versus on-premises. On-premise versus cloud key differences. There are a lot of fundamental contrasts between an on-premises and a cloud environment, as previously stated. Which approach is best for your business is entirely dependent on your requirements and what you're looking for in a solution. Deployment. On-premises. The enterprise deploys resources in a hosted environment and within its own IT infrastructure. The solution, as well as any connected process, is the responsibility of the enterprise. Cloud. While there are several types of cloud computing, public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud, in a public cloud computing system, resources are hosted on the service provider's premises, but companies can access and utilize as much as is required at any given time. Let's learn about operational challenges solved by DevOps. DevOps. DevOps is a method or operating model that establishes an agile link between IT operations and growth. DevOps' major purpose is to automate procedures between application development and the IT teams, allowing them to build, test, and deliver software more quickly. On Google Cloud Platform, how does DevOps work? For critical monitoring, a GCP stack driver was employed. GCP aids DevOps initiatives by offering services for developing, storing, and deploying apps. In Google Cloud Platform, you may use DevOps features. The DevOps model and technologies enable organizations to integrate development, testing, deployment, and operations processes. While hosting applications on the public cloud, the IT team determines whether DevOps is appropriate for the firm. GCP was previously utilized to construct apps with longer lead times and development cycles. New versions of software that require the continuous delivery, continuous deploy (CI/CD) framework are being released in the continuous delivery, continuous deploy world. DevOps Build is the company's fully managed continuous integration and continuous delivery technology, which allows DevOps to rapidly build, test, and deploy software. Cloud Build works with VMs, serverless, Kubernetes, and Firebase in a variety of contexts. Google Cloud Platform supports Docker containers for generating images, turning them on Docker, and building, testing, and deploying them. What are the advantages of deploying DevOps SRE on GCP? Pricing that is better than the competition. Global private fiber networks. Virtual machine migration in real time. Performance has improved. More safety. Commit to continual expansion. Backups that are redundant. Let's learn about the goals of site reliability engineering for business. SRE, Site Reliability Engineering, is a discipline that applies characteristics of software engineering to IT operations challenges. SRE's current approach to system administration is to think of it as a package engineering problem. Enterprises require accurate data to assess their software's dependability throughout the CI/CD process. SRE is a discipline that uses aspects of software package engineering to infrastructure and operational problems. The most important objectives are to create ascendable and exceptionally dependable software package systems. the offering, latency, performance, efficiency, change management, monitoring, emergency management, and capacity planning of service are all responsibilities of an SRE teams. Important aspects of SRE. To return targets and criteria, site reliability engineers interact with alternative engineers, product owners, and users. When you've established a system's time frame and accessibility, you'll know when action is required. Observability, service level indicator, and service level objectives are frequently used to accomplish this. Engineers must have a comprehensive understanding of all systems since they are interconnected. Site reliability engineers are responsible for ensuring the early detection of problems in order to reduce the cost of failure. Because site reliability engineering strives to resolve conflicts between groups, each of the SRE and development teams is expected to have a comprehensive understanding of the library, front-end, back-end, storage, or alternate parts. And because the parts are shared, no one's team may enviously own a single portion. Principles of SRE. SRE is a process of bridging the gap between development and its operations. It's no surprise that SRE has some operating principles. Take a look at the following. A primary premise of SRE is that software problems can affect successful operations. As a result, SRE should apply software engineering methodologies to fix the problem. The second rule is to have a documented service level objective for each service and track performance against it. A service level agreement (SLA) is a contract between a client and a service provider. SLOs advise evaluating a service provider's performance. Service level indicators (SLIs) make up SLOs. An SLI is basically a graph in your dashboard that you keep track of. However, this might be linked to your SLO once you attach a limit to an SLI and issue an alert. The SLO may serve as a criterion for how much inaccessibility can be tolerated. Is it your goal to have your service available to 99.99%? If that's the case, you're willing to put up with 10 minutes and 5 seconds of lack of accessibility per week.
For more details, check the link in the description. Learn with Whizlabs. Success certified.